Hello everybody and welcome back to the Adventures in Collecting YouTube channel, where we take a closer look at the toys we talk about on the show. And today, Enter the Dragon, baby. We're taking a look at one of the first two Super 7 Ultimates Bruce Lee action figures. We are looking at the Warrior. So quick look around the package. Of course, we get the nice Ultimates slipcase, and then when we take the cover off, we get some nice artwork here on the back. Bruce Lee, the Warrior, the Legend, of course. And then the front, we get a nice big open window here. We can see all of the various hands and accessories. We've got two soft goods with this. We can see the jacket kind of hiding there in the back, and he's got a tank top on as well. Likenesses look really good. We have three different head sculpts there. We have one looking off to the side. We have one looking forward, and then we have kind of an action face here. You know, all of the things that are kind of common with what we think of when we think of Bruce Lee. So the first two options were the Warrior, and then I'm forgetting what the other one is called, but he's in the Game of Death yellow and black jumpsuit. So same articulation on both, I believe, but this has some more soft goods. So figured we'd go with this one and kind of get a unique look. Plus, from Diamond Select, you know, we have the yellow jumpsuit, we have the blue pants, so this gives me a third look with Bruce Lee figures. So let's get this guy into the light box and take a closer look at the Super 7 Ultimates Bruce Lee, the Warrior. All right, folks, there you have it. There is Bruce Lee out of the package. And I think this is a great figure. I think likeness-wise, this is an improvement over an already good Diamond Select figure. I think the likeness is a little bit better. As is usually the case with the human figures that Super 7 puts out, the likenesses or the deco on the face is a little on the softer side. But I think this is one of the better non-face painted human faces they've done in quite a bit. This definitely does look less cartoony and more like Bruce. I think this is probably my favorite of the faces. You know, it's kind of more of an iconic face. I think the neutral eyes to the side is probably my second favorite of the two. You know, if you're at all familiar with Super 7 Ultimates, you know the deal with the articulation. We've got single jointed knees and single jointed elbows. I think a character like this really would have benefited from double jointed elbows. Not so much the knees, I mean, I guess to an extent, but especially the double jointed elbows. I mean, you can get him into, you know, some of his more kind of iconic poses, but, you know, if you had the ability to get that, you know, that arm really bent, you'd be able to get it closer to his face, get a little bit more, you know, bang for your buck there. Otherwise, you know, the rest of the articulation is fine. He doesn't really have much in the way of an ab crunch either, which again, you know, for somebody who is, you know, a fighter and, you know, needs to kind of have those fluid movements, you know, it is a shame that he is kind of hindered in that department. But, you know, overall, the sculpt and everything is really nice. He does, you know, when you rotate his legs around to cheat a little bit, you can absolutely get him into some pretty high kicks. And what's actually really neat, I'm actually just realizing now, if you flip his leg around so that way you can get a high kick out of him, it actually almost closes that seam entirely underneath, which is really nice. but you know, you do get you know, a good amount of hip and leg movement out of them. Of course, you know, your ankle rockers. What I also really liked about this figure is you get two types of weapons. So you do get chain nunchucks, you know, for when they're kind of like hanging, and then you can also use the ones with kind of the molded chain, you know, to kind of have them frozen in time. I would say my only real gripe with this figure is I love the jacket that he comes with, but the way that the jacket closes actually closes like I guess this jacket really would in real life. So there are a series of knots and elastic loops that have to go over the knots. They're really difficult to get on. I mean, really difficult to get on. I got pretty frustrated. I gave up after only getting like one or two of the loops on in order to keep it closed. You know, I think anyway, I'll probably be displaying him like this, or even with the shirt, the tank top off entirely. You know, I think that's just what I think of more when I think of Bruce Lee. So overall, this is a great figure. He's got tons of hands, tons of expressions, weapons, everything that you'd kind of need a Bruce Lee figure to have. They do have more on the way. They have a battle damaged one that's kind of in a brown suit. So, you know, there are more Bruce Lee action figures to come, and this Bruce Lee, as well as, like I mentioned at the top of the video, the one in the Game of Death outfit, they are available now. So I will put a link in the description below where you can get yours on Entertainment Earth, and if they are still in stock, you can save 10% and get free shipping on them when you spend over $59. So you know, we'll put that link below, and while you're visiting that link, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that way you don't miss it when we post new videos. While you're liking and subscribing to things, make sure you follow us here at AIC_podcast on Instagram, Twitter, X, TikTok, and Threads. We're constantly posting toy news, deals, availability, anything and everything that we think would help out the community. And then, of course, the podcast. So Adventures in Collecting, you can find us wherever you find podcasts. Simply search for Adventures in Collecting, or go ahead and hit that link in the description below, which will take you to our website, and you can find links to all of the things that I just mentioned. As always, be like water. Until next time.